Hey everyone, I decided to try to do a flip through Friday. Sorry I didn't do it earlier. I haven't been feeling well all day, but I'm going to give it a try now. This is a book that I originally bought from lovely Malia, and Malia had made it a spiral bound book, but as it got fuller, it kept breaking on me in several spots. So what I did was I just cut the spiral out, and I used these big book clips, and on the inside I used cardboard. It's a really thick cardboard that's supposed to be to make us some sort of book with these kind of things. Okay, I also did this to the different pages. This is from a restaurant, and then I just did some doodling around it. This is a bookmark. Well, this is just a little tag I made, but this is the bookmark, and it's from the Lorax. And this little thing right here is to plant and grow a tree. I've never gotten around to it. I got a bunch of them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but that's what that's from. This is from an old credit card from Bank of America where they allowed us to put our own pictures on, and I didn't want to throw my picture away. I know that sounds kind of vain. I hope that light helps a little. And this down here is a tea bag that I thought was cool. This page opens up, and on the back I've got some tissue and some different things on it. This is just different things that I liked and decided I wanted to put in. This is from Chopsticks. I have a bunch of these kind of things. And here's the other side of the chopstick paper. This is from, it's not actually a Sears catalog. It's a remake of a Sears catalog. And I just like the picture, so I put it in here. And I like soda pop cans for tabs. And I thought that was a really neat lamp. And all the pages you can see, because they were all ripping and stuff, I put the hole reinforcers, but I didn't like it just where they were ripped, so I put it everywhere. Okay, this side is nothing yet. It may not ever be because this book is so full. This is something that I did along with Janet Nash one day, where she ripped the paper into pieces and then put things in between them on the picture. This is another fold over, and this is from a crochet book, an old crochet book. This has got a bunch of different things on, and I like the crown even though it says king. It's a princess crown, I think. And this is the kind of paper dolls I like to make. I like to take and put different heads on them because it's funny, and if it makes me laugh, I like it. This page has this little tag that I made from a candy box, and some more from the Sears replica. This is a microwave cozy. Somebody made me one, and I just thought the paper was cool looking, so I kept it. I know a lot of you don't like clowns. I like clowns, so I was a big Bozo fan as a child. And then this page has bees on it. It says wings, and then there's other pieces of stuff on it. And on this side, from my peanut butter, I ripped off part of the Peter Pan image because I thought it was cool. Cleaned it off and glued it on. This is from working a carnival for my grandchildren at their school. This is another one of my paper dolls. I changed her eyes and her arm. On this side, I have this little tag made from a Kleenex box, and it's on that page. And then in the top, I have this because I thought it was funny. And these are things that I colored from a coloring book, and I just stuck them in here. Here's another, and this is from an Altoids. I love Altoids. And let's see, this is my granddaughter's drawing. She loves to draw. She does some beautiful art. This was when she was about 14. She's 19 now. And there's this little flip out here. And this was a card that I really liked. And I just covered up some of the words and stuff that I didn't want to show. And here's another one of my paper dolls. You can tell by the big head. And here's another one of those pages like I did with Janet Nash, where you rip up the picture and then put it back together with other things. And I thought that this little advertisement was cute with the cheese and pretzels. This page is really big. Not that I'll ever use it, because writing in a journal is not something I normally do. I like the art. And that's the little peanut guy. I love him. And some more of my paper dolls. Aren't they beautiful? And treat every day like a holiday. I liked that saying. Pooh and Piglet. And crochet or tatting. I'm not sure which. But I thought it was pretty. Here's that candy box again. The hot tamale. And this is the grocery store here. When they, Publix, when they sell a deli sandwich, they wrap it in this, and I always ask them for an extra piece if I go in, which isn't very often, but I think it looks cool. I like this cat and dog, and these two are just fold-out pages. They don't have anything on this side. This one has tissue paper. Excuse my dog, buddy, please. This is from doing ink stuff. And this is a restaurant that we like to go to, Hooters. They have really good chicken wings. But I don't eat meat anymore, so we don't go. Buddy, please. They know you're here. This is some flowers that I cut out of a seed catalog. I thought they were pretty. This is just a fold-out page. Here's another page from, I think this was one of the ones that Malia put in. And I just added a little bit of stuff to it. Another one of my paper dolls. And another one here. And a butterfly for change. More butterflies. To embrace new beginnings. I thought that was perfect to go with the butterflies. This represents some of the issues that my other half has going on. And this is for a friend. Okay. It's a really big book, I know. That's just another fold-out page. What I may do later on is take some of the pages out, because I don't really think I can add much more to it without the back breaking again. This is from some nuts, and this is from a pattern that shows how to make a little rug, a latch hoop rug. I like the coins that came out of the newspaper, and my daughter took me to Starbucks. Here's some more of those pages that are cut out from that little book, and that's from an old address book that I didn't use, I just cut up. This is another page. I don't know how to show it all. Another page that opens up, and she's a paper doll, and I didn't change her just because I thought she was cool just the way she was. More Starbucks. This is from where my 20-year-old granddaughter in the 3rd grade took 3rd place in her school field day. This is just little things I glued on. Another paper doll that I didn't change because I thought she was pretty cool. I may add another head onto her later on. And this is for when you buy a lottery. I just added to it. And it's actually on part of a box from a candy box. And I like this picture. And this was something Malia had in here, and I just added on it. There's another Hooters one. And it says, the eyes are the interpreter of the soul. And that's by Creo? I don't know. Not good at pronouncing things. This is another one of the opening pages. This came off of socks. I thought it was cool, and I just added some fibers. I thought this picture was cool, so I put it in here. Somebody else did the picture. I didn't. It's beautiful, isn't it? This is just another piece out of the coloring book. I should probably send it to Patty because it's got the snail on it. And I doodled on this side. This is dolphins. It says Amazing Grace. Dolphins mean something very special to my husband, myself, and our daughter. This is just something that came out of one of the catalogs. I have one of the old catalogs. And this was part of an advertisement. I thought it was cool, and I just bundled everything up here together. And at the top it says, the best way to find yourself is to love yourself in the service of others. And I believe in paying it forward. That's a big deal to me. And here's just a pretty cup and some jewelry I liked. Of course, there's a ladybird, and I love ladybirds, ladybugs, whichever you call them. And love is on display. I just doodled a little bit and added in some cardboard pieces. This was a wonky heart that I made out of the cardboard that has, you know, like the fibery side. And then this is the pieces I pulled off of it to get this part. This is part of our Chinese food box. I thought it was cool, so I cleaned it up and put it in here. And this is another dolphin with divers, and I made it into a little card. This is more of that Kleenex box, and inside of it is just a tag I made. Okay. Here I don't have anything, or here. Like I said, there's a lot of extra pages. And this one is just a pretty box that I liked. The letter S for no other reason than star. I don't know, I liked it. And lace. And here's another little collage. It says flower garden. This one is just pieces from a book. And so is this. This is just something that Malia had in there. Here's more of that corrugated cardboard, now that I remember what it is. And this is some wrapping paper that I got gifts in, and I liked it, so the parts I could salvage I used to put in my art. And this is a fabric flip, although it's sticking. Oh well, this part will come up. And the fabric flip is made from baby wipes that I've used to clean up when I was jelly printing. This is just a page I added a top and some tissue on. This one, discover your new favorite color. And it's more pictures out of the Seeds catalog. This one, anybody that has kids or grandkids, we all know who that is, right? That's Elsa. I'm sorry if I keep getting out of frame. I'm still getting used to this. Okay, and on this side It's some Dollar Tree sparkly paper and just some places that leave room for writing. This is a coffee filter with a wonky heart I cut out and newspaper. And same thing on this side, and York peppermint patties. Love those things. Love anything dark chocolate. And then this side is just a bunch of different things, and here's another piece of baby wipe. Here's from a Christmas catalog, and more baby wipe, and just a page she had in there. Okay, here's a page she had in that I extended, and I put an envelope on the end and covered it with some collage pieces. And I don't think that opens. No. Okay, and more baby wipe. Feels really good too, and it smells good. Here's some more baby wipe and more of that coloring book. And on this side is a piece that comes up, and the same on this side. It opens up too. More of that sparkly paper, and it's a little tag. It says more December 11th, Monday, December 11th, 2015. I don't know why I put it in there, just because I thought it was cool. Probably I like the handwriting. And this is more that I've collaged on, and I think this is, yeah, this is baby wipe collaged on here. And this is a postcard. It's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I like Pittsburgh. Okay. More baby wipe. When I get on something I like, I do it a lot. This is just a plain page. And this is another fold-out page that she's put in. And as I'm looking at it now, I see there's a lot of pages I could take out to make this fit better. Another one of my paper dolls. And here's another one. I obviously just changed the head on this one. And this says time for love and peace. One of my doodles. And nothing there. Here's another thing that I collaged on, and I don't know what that came out of, but I probably thought it just looked really cool, so that's why it's on there. No particular reason but that. Okay, this is where I took and made a border with scrap papers, and then on this side I made an edge with circles that are folded over or cut off. They're cut off. Okay. More collage. This is more collage hearts. This was an old Budget Keeper book that I obviously never used, but it worked well for in here. And it makes a little pocket. And I use construction paper to make a tag with some of those scissors that do the pretty edges. Okay. And then this is inks. This is another page she put in. And on this side I made it so it opens up, and it has a little weave on it from different corners that I cut off. I was doing something, I had all these corners, so of course I used them. Why waste them? Okay, and on this one, on this side, I glued some stuff on. And over here, I did this, and I made a page that opened up, and the top, this tag is actually part of the page. And this one says always ready, and then it's got pieces of patterns. On this one, I have this pretty card, which is actually, remember we used to get stationery? That's what that is. And that was in this little half an envelope here. Then part of that, the other half of the envelope, is another piece of construction paper. Made a little card. And then on the back side of it is just some collage from an old newspaper. On this one, I put some little flowers on the side of the page to give it an edge. And on the other side, I did the same thing, only in red and white. On this one, I used a bread tab. I like to use bread tabs. I think they make really interesting tabs. This was in a magazine, and I thought it was just too cute, so I had to put it in. On, let's see, these are two different pages, I think. Yes. All right, on this one, excuse my arm. On this one, there's this little page with a tag that doesn't have anything on the back. Then there's the one with the hearts, and then just writing space. On this side, it's just kind of colorful. And here's another one of my paper dolls, and he's wearing a skirt. Isn't it pretty? And his friend is living in a shoe. I don't know if he knows the old woman that lived in the shoe. And then I've got a paper from, I believe, a candy, and another paper doll on this side. I love her, and she looks really good in that outfit, I think. Better than the outfit she had on. Okay, on this one, I used little scraps from a project I did to make a border, and I thought this was cute, so I put that out of the newspaper here. Here, oh, looks like the whole page ripped. But here we have a gentleman who's taking the kids around at Halloween time. And on the back, it's someplace out west. Okay. This one is just a page, and on the other side, it's red and white. Oh, another one that totally missed the holes. And it opens this way. See? And I made a border with circles for that one. On this one, why, there's another ladybug. I'm surprised there's not more in here. And this is just strips that I liked and I put on the page. And another paper doll, and she's looking over her shoulder and down her back. She's like an owl. Okay, and on this side, I have the old fire trucks, and it opens up and gives you some writing space. This is another card, and it opens like this, and then it opens like this. And on the other side, it's got a pretty lighthouse and the letter E. I don't know what the E is for. Here's some hearts and a coffee filter. Yes, coffee filter. And no, it doesn't open. On this side, it's just flowers. This is Quebec City. I love Canada. Spent a lot of time there as a child. Here is a song. Don't know what the song is, but it was there. I love the staircase. Cut out of a magazine. Couldn't figure out what to do. And it fit perfectly right there. Here is some more paper to write to your pen pal. And it's been ripped in half. And then it goes in this little pocket made from an envelope, a decorated envelope. And then on this side is, it says this year's critters, and it talks about the bees and what they go through. And on this one it says, I hope this is pretty enough for you. LOL. Love you, Mommy. From Tori. And that's from my cane that my daughter bought me. This is, that was wrapping paper. And this was another bookmark that I got from the library. And somebody sent me this little bear. I think it was Lizzie. And on the other side is that beautiful flower. Isn't that pretty? On this page is another pocket, and it's the other piece of that paper that was ripped that you write to your pen pals on. And I just stuck it in this pocket. And this was paper that I did. Or wait, no, this was paper from Malia. Yeah. And this is just things that I ripped out and cut out. I liked them and I just glued them all down. These were rectangles. I have a bunch of these in different colors, and I just ripped them this, or cut them this way. Folded them in half. I know what I did. I folded them in half and then used some of those special scissors. Okay, and on this side it's just pieces of pretty paper. And then this is the last page in the book. And you can see I added another piece of that cardboard on that side. And that's the back of the book that Malia made. And I decorated. While I have you here, I wanted to tell everybody, I want to thank Joyce Boring. She sent me a very nice Happy Mail. There's something we're doing with Mary's group, and in the group we're making zines, and we needed some sort of paper, and I really didn't have just plain paper. So Joyce thought it would be sweet to send me all this paper. Isn't that beautiful? That just came in the mail. So I wanted to share that. And I think that's all that I have to share today. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful afternoon, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the next one will be even better when I'm feeling better. Thank you for watching, and have a good day. Bye. Excuse my border house reach.